Hi. Online learning definitely has its challenges, but here are a few tips to help us get the most out of our lessons during this time. My first tip would be to find a spot to set up that doesn't have a light source coming from behind the student. Light from the side or preferably in front of the participant will really help get clear imaging, and this makes it much easier to spot any mistakes or bad habits developing. If the only option is to have a window in view of the camera, try closing the curtain or blind if you have one, like I've done here, or maybe even hang up a blanket or something as a temporary fix. Headphones are another thing that really help make these lessons as streamlined as possible. When the sound is coming from speakers into the room, there are echoes and delays that are generated, which can not only make it sound confusing, but can actually make Zoom a bit glitchy. It's worth investing in a headphone extension cable to make this a bit more flexible for you. Wireless or Bluetooth headphones will obviously work, but be aware that generally there is a significant sound delay when using Bluetooth devices, which can be quite off-putting. I've found that unlike using Zoom for normal meetings, music lessons on Zoom can benefit from a few tweaks within the settings of the app as well. An important thing here to note is that even though phones and tablets are incredibly handy and are still fine to use if you really need to, the computer-based app has a lot more functionality that can really help make remote learning an immersive experience. Using the computer, we can do things like share files in real time, watch videos, see content on each other's screens, and listen to sound files during a lesson. Here's how I've set up my system to share content. I've got an iPad which is connected to the same wireless network as my computer, but I've also got my iPhone connected to a USB cable plugged directly into my machine. When we go to the Share tab at the bottom of our Zoom window, we will see a few options. Share Desktop lets people see basically whatever you're looking at on your whole computer screen. But if we tick the box Share Computer Sound, we can then also play music from other apps while in a Zoom lesson as we're sharing our screen. This option is the best way for a student to play along with a backing track while streaming both the backing and the sound from the microphone so the teacher can hear the whole performance. If you don't share the sound, you can only hear the microphone by itself, not the backing track. The other options I use purely as a teacher, to share either my iPad for playing apps as we would in a face-to-face lesson, or my phone, which is set to camera, to show close-up details and finger positions, etc. Students won't really need to do these things, but it's handy to know that they can. Probably the most important thing the computer app allows us to do is to change the sound settings so that we can hear each other playing our instruments better. Here's how to do it. In the Preferences section, go to the Audio tab. Click on the Advanced button at the bottom, then in the next screen, we can disable the background noise reduction settings. If we don't do this, when Zoom hears us playing a long note, it thinks it's interference, so it tries to get rid of it. This can result in a choppy, distorted sound. Another way to get the most out of Zoom is to use an external microphone or have an interface where you can plug a standard recording or performance microphone into that. But for me, the best option is a USB mic, as it's an all-in-one unit, so you don't need to worry about any additional hardware or software. Not only is the sound quality a lot better than a built-in mic in a device or a computer, but it also will deal with much louder sound sources like wind instruments without distorting. I hope this all makes sense and helps everyone get the most out of the online learning experience. Have fun.